Hello everybody, GL1 here. Welcome to my online toy museum. And it's time for an update on what is going on in the world of the He-Man Masterverse. So, I don't know who's buying these figures because they really often go on clearance. Probably just collectors, but still, they pump them out, and there's more coming. There's a lot of odd ones coming out, and I'm not going to be getting all of them because it's really ridiculous. But here's some really cool ones that have come out within the last year. And this is an update of Manny Faces. And all right, so here's what you got. You got Manny Faces, so you have a really good articulated body. He's kind of robotic, but he's got muscles. And, it's parts of him look like they're kind of cybernetic. But what is new about him is he has a change of faces and more of a change than he used to have. So let me show you what that looks like. So you have a skull face, and you turn this around, and then you have this suave, debonair, smiling kind of face. And then turn that again, and it's a little difficult. It's supposed to be able to turn it from up here. And all right, and you have kind of this heroic looking face. I guess at least the colors match the chest. So that's kind of a cool face. All right, well, you can change. You got three. These are the three new faces. And you have still, if you want, the old faces. So that comes off. And then he has a backpack that sticks on here. Okay. And there's a spooky eye. That's like it's watching you, so don't open that, I guess. But we're going to open it. And then look. And then inside, you have your familiar Manny faces. And then those come off. See that? And they have a couple of little divots. And then that'll plug in and looks like a skull. There. But you see, you would just pull that off. And then just stick those on right there. So anyway, really neat. I think it's cool to have an update of faces. And he looks, I think, kind of scary like a bad guy. But he is a good guy. He is one of the masters of the universe. So, all right for him. And he's got a blaster that looks like a gigantic sonic blaster. Maybe it uses sound. But that is reminiscent of the gun of Zodac. And I'm going to go to Zodac next. Skip pig face here, or pig head. So here is Zodac. And I don't know a whole lot about Zodac other than in the 2002 He-Man, he showed up and he was awesome. He was like real fast and almost as powerful in some ways as He-Man. He was super fast and just a great fighter. So at first you look at Zodac and you think, oh, well, he's a human. But then you start to look closer and you're like, well, wait a minute. What's going on with these arms? I mean, he's got these like little fin things on there. And just wait for it. And then look at those feet. Those are talons. Those look very Skeletorish. So he's got like feathers and I don't know, talons. So maybe he moves fast because he's kind of bird-like. And then look, you can see the hair on his chest, or is it feathers? So there's kind of like a feathering, see that on his chest there. So I don't know, maybe he's like a bird human. But the Zodac figure is pretty cool in that it comes with this nifty staff. And, you can stick that together. And I don't know, it's kind of Star Wars-ish looking, kind of Darth Maul. You pull that apart, and then it looks like you have a couple of maces, but they look like they're also maybe electrified. Maybe, they like zap you. And then here is the Zodac gun. Zodac always has some kind of laser gun, and it looks kind of like a mini version of Manny Face's gun. So, so that's Zodac's gun. And what's good about that too is it sticks in really pretty well here. So, hopefully it would be difficult to lose. But all right. So in an episode that I did recently on well, recently, everything's like 30 episodes ago or something. Vicron, okay, episode 435. So Vicron has different manifestations, 3 different manifestations, if you'll remember, and this is one of them. And so he can be dressed up like this, and I think it looks kind of like Zodac, right? He's got the similar armor, and there he goes, like that. And then look at the gun. Again, you have kind of a similar laser gun. And Vicron, though, also has this, which I guess helps him fly. And these wings come off. So, I think you can just use it. Maybe you can just, I don't know, shoot like missiles or something out of it. But, all right. So you can, now, what happened with Vicron is I couldn't find his accessory box. So I looked and looked and looked everywhere, and I couldn't find it. So I ended up having to get another one, which kind of worked out all right, because then I could go and make the other Vicron. So you have Vicron like this, and then you have Vicron like that, looking like a Viking. All right, so there he is, smiling Vicron. Hey, how you doing? He's got his axe. And now I have 2 axes. So he's got like the double battle axe action going on there, right? So, and reminiscent of one of the Conan novel covers, fighting with the 2 axes, got the shin guards. And then you have Vicron over here up on Battle Cat, and that's not Vicron under there. What I took is I took a He-Man, and I dressed up one of the He-Man figures to look like the other Vicron. So if you look at that right there, and then there he is. Now that's a Vicron, that's the other Vicron head, and I took a He-Man body, I put the Vicron head on there, because now, I had 2 Vicron figures, because I couldn't find the accessories. But now, okay, so I can take the He-Man body, Vicron head, and then he has, you can see he's got the green, he's got the forearm guards, and the green shin guards, and then this gigantic looking minigun kind of looking weapon here that he can hold in 2 hands, and it's kind of like the minigun, I don't know, laser or battering ram or whatever Vicron wants to use that for. All right, and if you want to get your figures to stay on Battle Cat, you can use one of those like bungees, those plastic rubber bands, and they work real well to hold them on there. All right, so now it's pretty cool. You can have all your different versions of Vicron at once. All right, so this guy here from the new Sunman Adventures, you have Pighead, and I don't know if it's because they figured no one was going to like Pighead, so let's just throw a whole bunch of accessories in there. But he has a lot of accessories. So here's Pighead, and you can use any of these stands, like Mortal Kombat stands, to help them stand up. But he's got a snaky buddy, so it's kind of a soft plastic snake. And then he's got, a ball and chain, and he's got a shield, and he comes with a couple of extra hands as well. And he's got these shoulder pads. And there you go. And there's Pighead. So for a character that, I don't know, I don't think there's a lot of people clamoring for Pighead. A lot of these figures I get at Ross for $3.99, so it's not like anybody, I don't know, I don't think they were very popular, but they put a lot of effort into making them, that's for sure. So there he is, Pighead, and he can, pigs and snakes, they're friends, right? So, and if you look at the shield, look, it has like I don't know, Greek lettering on it. And then that just sticks up onto there. All right, so there's Pighead. And here's oh, and something I wanted to make note of. Well, I'm going to start with Grizzlor. So, all right, so here's Grizzlor, and he's a really neat figure. They made the loincloth plastic softer, and they started making it that way with all of them. So Grizzlor has, he's one of the bad guys, but he's got the same kind of crossbow as Zodac. So Zodac has a crossbow, so Grizzlor has one. He is one of the minions of Zodac, and so his is, it's got, I don't know, it looks like it might be alive. It's got an eye. And Grizzlor is also a new mold. I mean, they're all new molds too, so they put a lot of effort into all these figures. But the Grizzlor figure is a new mold in that the arms are more muscular than the other figures. They're bigger than He-Man's. So, like, here's a He-Man, one of the earlier He-Men, and the Grizzlor arm, the shoulder, let's see if I can, is bigger. So it's on a bigger scale. The forearm is bigger. The hand, look at how big the hand is. So they just started, making like a bigger figure that way. But he's a great figure. He's got this fur on there, and then that can actually come off, and you can take his gigantic battle axe, which has the Horde emblem on it, and take that out, and then that can, or you could take a sword and put that down in here. So there. All right, and then he has, all right, and then this just snaps onto his wrist. Rather not well, though. It's easy for that to fall off. I don't know, maybe they should have made it so that the band goes all the way around and kind of snaps on. But anyway, so I like Grizzlor. And also another bad guy that came out around the time of Grizzlor is this guy here. And this is Whiplash. So, all right, so this Whiplash, the tail attaches all the way to the torso up here, so it doesn't attach to his tail. And he's a big figure. And again, the details, I mean, all the molds, it's not just a green He-Man, right? They actually, it's a individual mold with a gigantic arm. I mean, look at the size of the arms, bigger than He-Man's. Big shoulder, all spiky, So they really, again, double knees, a lot of effort into him. You could take his hat off, or his helmet, I should say. There you go. What's good about him is he'll stand up really well because he can use his tail to help hold him up. And he's ready to journey out there into the night with his gigantic torch and his big simplistic axe, which looks similar to the axe to those, remember in Return of the Jedi, those kind of pig lizard looking creatures that were guarding Jabba the Hutt? Kind of looks like that. And they had an axe that looked a lot like that too. And speaking of big and bad again, we have the Skeletek Skeletor. So he's been teched over, and he had tech added to him in I think it was Revolutions or He-Man Revolutions, but now he has a dragon arm, and that opens up, and so a lot like Megatron. It's purple, it's got a dragon arm, so kind of like Megatron and Beast machines, It's got that, even Beast Wars has a T-Rex where he has an arm like that. Now this is that flexible plastic, and I assume there's a couple of wires in there to help it stay in place. And then, he's got like these legs. Again, you see the talon type feet. and robotic feet. And what is that reminiscent of? That's reminiscent of the Darth Maul. I'll show you. So when Darth Maul was cut in half and fell into that pit, he didn't die. There's a cartoon, kind of the extended story of what happened to Darth Maul. And he ended up crawling out of there. And if I remember correctly, there was some kind of guy that knew tech and made Darth Maul legs. And so there's Darth Maul with robo legs. And I think as soon as I saw this Skeletor, it reminded me of the Darth Maul with the robo legs, right? Kind of cool. All right, and the last thing I want to update is a few episodes ago, about a couple weeks ago, I did an episode on the Superman, on this Superman that has all this armor on him. And I tried different Supermen to try to wear the armor, and none of them really looked right. But I took that armor and I put it on the 40th anniversary He-Man. And I think that works well. Now, the head of the 40th anniversary He-Man is a custom head. That's not the He-Man head. I think this one looks a lot cooler. This is to the Sentinel. So, a Marvel figure. I took the head off, and it now resides on this He-Man. Those 40th anniversary He-Man, when they first came out, nobody cared. And they went on clearance, like for $10, $11. And so I got 3 of them. And I kept one in the box, and 2 I opened. One I opened up and just kept the way, it was. And then the other one I took and I changed the head. And I like this head much better. But anyway, you can see that for the most part, he can wear Superman's armor quite well. And he's smaller than Superman, though. If you put him next to Superman, look at Superman's a head taller. But this He-Man is so jacked up, no problem. So, all right, so that is the He-Man update. And I'm sure there will be more updates in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.